Hey, welcome to the Divas Lounge. It's your girl, Fly Girl Diva in your ear. It's Inspirational Wednesday. The Divas Lounge is a space for growth, empowerment, and real talk. Sis, let me tell you something today. There is a version of you that is so powerful, so focused, and so unstoppable. But she only shows up when you decide to stop surviving and start healing. Because healing is not weakness. Healing is not soft. Healing is not a sign that you failed. Healing is actually the moment heaven says, now we can use her. For so long, many of us have carried identities shaped by pain. The heartbreaks, the childhood wounds, the betrayals, the disappointments, the setback we never even said out loud. We got good at pretending, good over functioning, good at performing strength, but not living in freedom. But the moment a woman starts healing, she stops finding identity in her wounds and start finding it in her wholeness. She stops saying, I'm broken, and starts saying, I'm becoming. She stops asking, why did this ever happen to me? And starts declaring, God is using this to build me. You shifted an entire bloodline. Healing isn't cute. Healing isn't aesthetics. Healing is messy, uncomfortable, and humbling. But it disrupts every generational pattern that try to keep you small. You're not unstoppable because you're perfect. You're unstoppable because you told hell no more. When a healed woman walks in a room, you can tell her confidence is different. Her joy is different. Her voice is different. Because confidence built on pain is fragile. But confidence built on healing is unshakable. A healed woman no longer seeks validation. She no longer competes. She no longer performs. Instead, she stands firm, knowing I know who I am. I know who God called me to be. And I don't need permission to be her. Sis, when you start healing, you stop shrinking. Pain creates fog, but healing creates clarity. There's a reason you're seeing God differently, a reason you're hearing Him more clearly, a reason your ideas, your creativity, your purpose are rising again. Healing removes the distractions the enemy used to keep you delayed. You became unstoppable because you finally said, I'm done fighting myself. And once you align, whew, sis, your destiny has no speed limit. When you were unhealed, you tolerated things that were beneath your calling. You overgave. You overextended. You loved people who didn't have the capacity to hold you. But healing taught you boundaries. Healing taught you to protect your peace. Healing taught you that access to you is a privilege. And let me tell you, a woman with boundaries is a woman hell fears. The enemy works overtime to silence women, to make you think your story is too messy, your past is too ugly, your mistakes are too heavy. But when you began to heal, God handed your voice back to you. And that voice is a weapon. It's a healing instrument. It's a testimony somebody else needs. Sis, someone will be delivered because you finally spoke up. Not because you won't face storms, but because storms can't take you out anymore. Not because you won't feel fear, but because fear no longer controls you. Not because you never get tired, but because God renews your strength daily. A healed woman knows her power. A healed woman knows her worth. A healed woman knows her divine assignment. She doesn't chase, she attracts. She doesn't beg, she decides. She doesn't compete, she cultivates. She doesn't fold, she rises. And every time she rises, she becomes more unstoppable. Isaiah 61:3 says, He gives you beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, and praise for heaviness. Sis, that means you will rise from what tried to destroy you. So today, I want to speak this over every woman listening. May your healing be the thing that unlocks your next level. May you no longer hide the parts of you that God is trying to restore. May you walk boldly into the woman you are becoming. Because once a woman starts healing, she is no longer a threat to her past. She becomes a threat to everything that tries to stop her future. Sis, when you start healing, you became unstoppable, and you haven't even seen your best days yet. Thank you for allowing me to pour into you today. And remember, keep growing, keep evolving, but most importantly, keep shining. I'm out.